You think this is a video game. You think you'll hear the enemy coming, raise your rifle, and be the hero. Wrong. In modern warfare, you are not a soldier. You are biomass. You are a heat signature radiating 100 watts of energy into a cold sky that wants you dead. Forget the artillery barrages of the past. The new Predator is made of plastic, costs $400, and moves at 100 miles per hour. It doesn't sleep, it doesn't miss, and it doesn't care about your courage. The movie version of survival is a lie. You won't be fighting men, you'll be fighting algorithms and copper wiring. A human brain takes 0.25 seconds to process a visual threat. An FPV drone covers 30 meters in that time. By the moment you flinch, you are already pink mist. The grid isn't just down, the air itself is weaponized. If you can see the sky can kill you. First rule of the new world: look down, dig deep, trust nothing above the horizon. The buzzing sound you hear in your nightmares? It's not in your head, it's waiting outside. If you want to survive what's coming, hit like and subscribe. Most won't make it to the end of this video. Will you? Back to the rules. You think survival is about finding food or purifying water? Idiot. In this war, survival is about becoming a rock. Your biological needs, heat, hydration, sleep, are not just weaknesses. They are tracking beacons. In the age of the FPV, the environment is no longer neutral. It is an active participant in your execution. Let's start with shelter. The old manuals tell you to dig a foxhole. In modern warfare, an open-top trench is just a pre-dug grave. If you can look up and see the sky, a drone pilot 4 kilometers away, wearing VR goggles, is zooming in on your face. You don't just need a hole, you need a roof. Logs, sandbags, chain-link fencing, trash, anything to trigger the shaped charge before it touches your skin. You will live like a rat, buried under 3 feet of earth, breathing air that tastes of mold and damp earth, because fresh air is a luxury that gets you killed. Then comes the cold. As night falls, your body screams for warmth. Evolution tells you to start a fire. You gather dry wood. You strike a match. Congratulations, you just committed suicide. Modern thermal cameras on commercial drones can detect temperature differentials of a fraction of a degree. Against a cold background, a small campfire looks like a nuclear detonation. Even your body heat is a betrayal. You are a radiator wrapped in skin. You don't get to be warm. You freeze. You huddle under a mylar space blanket that crinkles like thunder every time you move, trapping your own reeking sweat against your skin, just to mask your infrared signature. Comfort is the bait. Hypothermia takes hours to kill you. A thermal drone takes seconds. Thirst will break you before the cold does. You'll eye that shell crater filled with rainwater. It looks clear enough. It isn't. It is a toxic slurry of unspent cordite, heavy metals from explosives, and the rotting biomass of whatever died there last week. But the fresh stream is 500 meters away across open ground. 500 meters is a marathon when the air is buzzing. You can't risk the sprint. So you drink the crater sludge. Microbes don't care about politics. Giardia and dysentery rip your gut apart within 48 hours. Dehydration sets in, followed by delirium. You'll be shitting yourself to death in a dark hole, your pants around your ankles, too weak to pull them up, too weak to run when the high-pitched whine of rotors gets louder. This is the reality of the heroic stand, dying of diarrhea in the mud, while a toy helicopter films it for Telegram. And if you do get hit, pray it's a direct impact. FPVs carry jagged, improvised payloads, rusty nails, ball bearings, clipped wire. They don't cut cleanly like a bullet. They tear. They mulch. A strike near your position sprays shrapnel into your legs, your groin, your face. It drives dirt, shredded uniform, and plastic debris deep into the meat. There is no medevac coming. There is no sterile field. Sepsis sets in within 6 hours. You don't die from the explosion. You die screaming as your blood turns to poison, paralyzed by a severed spine, watching the drone's camera inspect its work before its battery dies. Your body is a failing machine, and the mechanic is out to lunch. Humans are pack animals. Millions of years of evolution have hardwired a simple truth into your monkey brain. Safety lies in numbers. You want to huddle. You want to gather with your squad, share a smoke, and reassure each other that you're going to make it home. Evolution is wrong. In the era of the FPV, a group is not a support system. A group is a target-rich environment. To a drone pilot sitting comfortably in a bunker 10 miles away, a solitary soldier might not be worth the expenditure of a unit. You are small, erratic, and low value. But a squad, 3 or 4 heat signatures clustered together, that is a jackpot. That is a montage clip for their social media channel. The moment you seek comfort in the proximity of another human being, you have signed both your death warrants. You must unlearn the instinct to cluster. You must become solitary, spaced out by 20 meters minimum. You are not a team anymore. You are an archipelago of lonely islands, connected only by the terrifying knowledge that if the man next to you explodes, you cannot run to help him. The psychological rot sets in fast. The sound will break you first. The high-pitched, angry mosquito whine of the rotors. It sits at a frequency that drills into the primal cortex. After 3 days in the gray zone, you will hear it in the silence. You will hear it in the wind. You will hear it in your own breathing. This is phantom drone syndrome. You will find yourself flinching at the sound of a fly. You will snap your neck upward so many times your muscles will spasm. You stop sleeping because closing your eyes feels like opening the door to the butcher. Paranoia keeps you alive, but it also makes you want to pull the trigger on yourself. And then, there is the silence. You think you can use a radio? You think you can use your phone to say goodbye to your family? Every signal you transmit is a flare gun fired in a pitch-black room. Electronic warfare, EW units, are scanning the spectrum constantly. They triangulate your position the second you push talk. Communication is death. You are deaf, dumb, and blind. You rely on hand signals and intuition. The isolation is absolute. You are trapped in a bubble of silence, terrified that breaking it will bring the sky down on your head. But the cruelest weapon the drone operator has is your own morality. The FPV pilot is a sadist by necessity. They often won't kill the first man outright. They will maim him. They will blow off a leg or shred a stomach, leaving the victim screaming in the mud. This is the honeypot. They want you to be a hero. They want you to rush out, apply a tourniquet, and drag your buddy to safety. That is when the second drone hits, and the third. Altruism is a terminal illness. You have to listen to your friend scream. You have to watch him bleed out in high definition while the drone hovers above, waiting for a savior who cannot come. You have to harden your heart into a stone, because if you move to help, you are just adding another corpse to the pile. This destroys a unit faster than shrapnel. The guilt rots the trust. You look at your squad mates and realize, they won't save me. They can't. The mind fragments. You start to resent the living. You hate the guy who coughs. You hate the guy who crunches dry leaves. You hate them because their clumsiness is a threat to your existence. The enemy isn't just the pilot miles away, it's the liability sitting 6 feet to your left. Trust is a luxury you cannot afford. In this war, you are born alone, and you will almost certainly die alone, watched by an unblinking electric eye that creates content from your suffering. The drone doesn't hate you. It just needs to justify its battery life. You want to fight back? You want to grab a rifle and shoot the plastic bird out of the sky? Good luck. Hitting an erratic, grapefruit-sized target moving at 150 kilometers per hour with an assault rifle is statistically impossible. You are wasting ammo and revealing your position with muzzle flash. To survive, you don't hunt the predator. You disappear. You must become a ghost in the machine. The first step is erasing your electronic stench. You are likely carrying a smartphone. In this war, that is not a communication device. It is a tracking beacon. Even in airplane mode, phones leak data. They ping towers. They search for Wi-Fi. Modern signals. Intelligence, SIGINT, can visualize a concentration of powered-on devices like a neon sign in a dark room. If you turn your phone on to check a map, you light up the grid, wrap it in foil, put it in a Faraday bag. Better yet, smash it with a rock. If you emit a signal, you are screaming, "I am here," to a computer that automatically triangulates coordinates for artillery. You reek of technology, and the smell carries for miles. Next, kill your routine. The drone operator is an apex predator of patterns. They watch for desire paths, the flattened grass where you walked yesterday. If you walk to the latrine at the same time every morning, you are dead. If you smoke a cigarette in the same doorway twice, you are dead. If you create a visible track in the mud, you have built a highway for the FPV to follow straight to your dugout. You must embrace chaos. Never take the same route twice. Step on rocks, not mud. Move through the hardest, thickest brush where the drone signal cuts out. If it's easy to walk there, it's easy to die there. Your only true ally is thermal crossover. Learn this term. It is the specific time of day, usually twice every 24 hours at dawn and dusk, when the ambient temperature of the ground perfectly matches the temperature of your body and gear. For about 30 minutes, the thermal cameras go blind. The world is a wash of uniform gray. This is the only time you move. This is the only time you shit. This is the only time you exist. The rest of the day, you are a statue under a thermal poncho. When the buzz comes, and it will come, do not run in a straight line. An FPV drone has momentum. It cannot turn on a dime like a hummingbird. Use that. Put a tree, a wall, or a vehicle between you and the sound. Force the pilot to make a sharp correction. At terminal velocity, a hard turn disconnects the video feed or crashes the drone. You survive by being geometrically inconvenient. And if you must fight, forget the rifle. Get a shotgun. A semi-automatic 12-gauge with birdshot is the only kinetic weapon that gives you a mathematical chance. You aren't trying to penetrate armor. You are trying to clip a propeller. You are swatting a wasp with a hammer. But remember, every time you engage, you lose. If you shoot one down, the pilot knows exactly where you are. He has a stack of 10 more batteries next to him. Do you have 10 lives? Stealth is not about hiding. It is about becoming irrelevant. You want to look like trash. You want to look like a pile of rubble. You want the pilot to pan his camera past you because you look too boring to blow up. Boredom is your shield. Being interesting is a death sentence. The moment you feel safe is the moment the battery dies on the drone hovering silently behind you, beginning its final dive. Let's be clear about one thing. You can follow every rule I just gave you. You can dig the deepest hole, freeze in the mud, drink the poison water, and abandon your humanity. You can become the perfect ghost, and you will likely die anyway. That is the brutal calculus of this new age. The drone pilot has infinite respawns. He has a warehouse full of plastic birds. You have one heart, one brain, and one mistake in you. The universe doesn't care about your survival skills. Probability is a law, and eventually your number comes up. The worst enemy out there isn't the quadcopter carrying the RPG warhead. It isn't the artillery observer. The worst enemy is you. It is your fatigue. It is your boredom. It is that tiny, nagging voice in the back of your head that says, "It's been quiet for 3 hours, I can take my helmet off." It is the part of you that still believes in fairness. You think because you suffered through the freezing rain all night, you deserve to see the sunrise. You don't. The drone doesn't know you suffered. It only knows you are a collection of pixels that contrast with the background. Modern warfare is a test of who can remain a rat the longest. The moment you try to be a human again, the moment you stand tall, laugh loud, or show mercy, you are erased. To survive, you must kill the part of yourself that needs comfort. You must accept that you are already dead, and every second you draw breath is a clerical error in the enemy's database. Do not look for an ending. There is no extraction helicopter coming to lift you out of the mud with swelling music. There is only the next hour. And the hour after that. Don't get comfortable. Don't feel safe. Safety is a hallucination. The sky is looking at you right now. Subscribe if you plan to survive. Look up. If you can see the clouds, they are already watching you bleed.